This is Astrometry Part 2. I assume you've earned your Level 1 Astrometry badge. If not, watch and do the tasks in the first Astrometry video. In this video, we'll take a bunch of measurements and start to use CODAP to analyze them. In the Sky tab, we're going to focus on S400, a star just up and left of the middle. So I click on that star. Make sure it says S400. If it doesn't, you can actually type it into the green box and press Enter. I have my Level 1, so now I have magnification buttons that go all the way to 10,000x. Zoom into the star as far as you can. Experiment with the best way to do that. When you get to 10,000, you'll probably have to adjust again. Now I'm going to record positions for S400, so I go to the Results tab. By getting your Level 1 badge, you've proven you can type values into the box. So when I choose position of X, I see a new Auto button. When I press it, the computer enters the value for me. What a relief. When I press Save, the result is recorded. I do the same for Y. Now, where the heck are these recorded? Time to use CODAP. Up in the Tables tool menu, I see that I have 4 possibilities. Choose Your Results. A table appears with all the results I have ever recorded, and here are our results for S400. X was about 2 and Y was exactly 3. Let's take another set of measurements. Be careful because S400 will have moved. Go back to the Sky tab and recenter the star. If you have to zoom out and back in, do it. Now back to Results to record the data. Auto, Save, and Y, Auto, Save. Notice that when I click Save, the results table gets another row. It looks as if my Y value hasn't changed much, but my X value has changed more. For simplicity, I'm now going to record only X values. I'll go back and forth between the Sky and the Results tab and just do Auto Save. Before we get too far, I want a graph. In CODAP, just click Graph to get a graph. To organize the points on the graph, simply label your axes. That means dragging the column label from the table to an axis of the graph. Because we're looking at change over time, we want a time series graph. Traditionally, that means that time is on the horizontal axis. So I drag date to the horizontal axis. Now the thing I want to plot is value, the number I entered. That goes on the vertical axis. And we have a problem. My graph shows data from this star, but also the previous star from video 1. And it also shows both X values and Y values. I want just X values and just this star. Here's one way to do that. First, drag ID to the middle of the graph and drop it. Now the points are colored by ID. And I see I have 2 stars, S136 and S400. Click on the thing you want to keep, in this case S400. All those points get selected. Now go to the eyeball in the graph and choose Hide Unselected Cases. Now the other stars disappeared. Now we'll do the same for X and Y. I drop Type in. Now they're colored by X values and Y values. I want the X values, so I select all the X's, the Y's are not selected, and I choose Hide Unselected Cases. So now I have only X values from S400, and you can kind of see that in the table as well. The resulting graph, though, is underwhelming. The problem is the graph scale. We're interested in really tiny changes to this number, then they're all really close to 2. So I click the Rescale button. Now I see the changes. And now, when I add new data, the data gets added to the graph. Sky, results, X, auto, save. Ooh, you can see there's another point just appeared there. We'll do it again. Sky, center that thing, results, X, auto, save. Ooh, another one got entered. You now know enough to proceed and become expert astrometers. There is probably a task or two to do. Check the Google Doc.